Hi everyone, it's Kino here. Welcome to this practice all about flexibility and the pigeon pose. We're going to use 2 blocks, a strap, and a yoga mat. So when you're ready, come on down to a comfortable seated position. And remember, if you like this class, be sure to leave me a comment. Let me know how it's going for you and subscribe to my channel so that we can practice together every day. All right, here we go. Close your eyes, bring your hands together. A long, deep breath in. As you exhale, softly open the eyes, and let's begin on the hands and knees. We're going to warm up the spine. Pigeon pose, as we'll be doing it today, is a hip extension and a little bit of a back bend. So now, let's warm up the back bend part. Inhale, extend the spine. We're doing cat and cow. Exhale, round the back, draw it under. Inhale, extend the spine. Exhale, round, draw it under. Inhale, extend, big breath in. Exhale, round, draw it under. Now we're going to move the left leg into the center. And then inhale, bird dog. Exhale, touch the elbow to the knee. 2 more. Inhale, reach. Exhale, touch. Inhale, reach. Exhale, touch. Last one. Inhale, reach. Exhale, come down. Draw the right knee into the center. Switch the sides. Inhale, reach right arm to the left leg. Exhale, touch. Inhale, reach. Exhale, touch. Inhale, reach. Exhale, touch. Last one. Inhale, reach. Exhale, hands down. All right, curl your toes under. Inhale, come on, up to downward facing dog. All right, let's have 5 breaths in downward dog. 1, take a moment again if you need to bend the knees. Feel the hip joints and then straighten the legs. 2, shoulder blades roll away from each other. 3, keep it easy. 4, almost there. 5, now lean a little over to the left. Let's lift to the 3-legged dog. Hold it there, and we've got 1, 2, if it's too much, you can always soften a little, keep the leg a little lower. 4, and 5. Exhale, we keep it down. Switch the sides. Lean a little over to the right. Inhale, reach. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Exhale down. Sink the knees down. Exhale, child's pose for a moment. The navel draws in. Release. Good. Let the spine, the neck completely soften. Very good. Bring the hands forward. Separate the knees. Bring the arms forward and exhale. Sink the torso down between the thighs. If it feels more comfortable, you can tuck the chin. If it feels more comfortable, we can aim the chest down and stay here. Close the eyes or gaze to the nose tip. Deep breathing. A few more breaths. If you can resonate your breath, you'll be able to lengthen and extend the breath a little bit more. One more. And that's good. Now, widen your hands. Bring the knees in. Come up forward onto the knees. Reach over for the blocks. Let's set the blocks up. Shoulder width apart. All right. Now, after the blocks get to be shoulder width apart, then check the distance, hands up on the blocks. Inhale up to downward facing dog. Switch your gaze forward and inhale, step the right foot between. Exhale, come down. We're going to use a lunge position to help prepare for pigeon. So now flip the blocks to that higher position, all right? And then we'll just hang out here for a moment, kind of work that hip extension and hold. So we have 1, 2, 3, lifting the chest, 4, almost there. 5, let's curl the left toes under and then exhale, forward fold, 5 more breaths. 2, 3, 4, and 5. All right, come forward again. Now, this time I'd like you to you can move the blocks away for this one, or you can take that one block on the inside. Then left hand either on the floor or on the blocks, drop the hip. Start to externally rotate so you get that feeling of external rotation. And so then we start to see how the lunge begins to prepare us for pigeon. By externally rotating that right hip joint, we combine the hip extension on the left side with the external rotation that we need to get the pigeon position with the legs. I'm just rocking back and forth here. Just do like one more. This just communicates kind of ease and flow to the body. Now the quadricep is often a very big impediment on this side. So we're going to bend that left leg. And if you need the strap, if you cannot reach your foot, please wrap the foot around with the strap. And then kick back with the leg. Gently bring it forward. Back with the leg. Gently bend the left knee. Gently. Back with the leg, and then gentle bend, and we hold. And just let it be gentle. So I'm just using the arm weight, not really pushing, just seeing where it gets to. So like one more breath like this. Good job. Let it release. Turn back forward, and then inhale back to plank. All right, find your plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. Maybe you can try the side without the blocks, or if they were comfortable, and put the hands back on the blocks. Inhale, left foot forward. Exhale, right knee down. So when you have the blocks, they give you good balance, but they're not absolutely necessary. Sometimes I really like them to kind of push in. So your choice. All right, now let's hold. What are you going to do with the hands if you don't have the blocks? You could interlace your fingers and expand the chest a little bit more, and lift. All right, now we stay. Let's go. 1, 2. Take it easy. 3, don't push too hard. 4, you got this. 5, all right, we take the hands down, maybe on the fingertips or flat. Curl the toes and find that half split position. The navel draws in as you breathe deeply. 3, 4, and 5. All right, now you want to just come right down and forward, walk that left foot a little bit out. Find that external rotation. Some people start to push on their knee in this position. I don't really like that because the epicenter of the movement is in the hip. So if we kind of just glide through the hip motion and just do that kind of rock into the hip joint on the left side. Don't overdo the joint. You just want to facilitate motion, mobility. So we're just kind of feeling and breathing. Let's do like one more little rock. Notice if one side is different than the other. Good. Then having a little length in the lower back is very useful as we reach back for the foot. Press the foot back and then lightly bend as you lean forward. Press the foot back, lightly bend and lean forward. Press, and then we're just gonna lean. All right, don't overdo it. Some of you may have more flexible quadriceps than I do. All right, let's do one more breath. Good job. Back to the center. All right, now taking the hands down. Inhale, back to plank. All right, good job. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. All right, now let's go for that pigeon pose. Inhale, bring it forward. Close the knee joint. All right, now let's use the block at first. So we're going to support the hip with the block, keeping the knee joint closed. This makes sure that the knee is protected. So if you have any knee injuries or if the hip is a little tight, this is going to be a better pigeon position for you. Now we're just going to rock a little forward and back. If you don't need the block, you'll be able to feel, oh, I can just come right off of the block, no problem. And there's nothing to prove. You can just be up on the block, rolling a little back and forward. All right, then keep it forward, and then exhale, let's come on down. So it's better to use the block and keep the hips symmetrical rather than kind of be all twisted over to the side. So now, if you don't need the block, let's remove the block. And when we come down in the pigeon pose, I'd like you to shift your body weight back. All right? And if that starts to irritate the sides of the knee, like you feel like, some pressure here, then I want you to go back up on the block. Now, exhale, let's drop the head down. You can stay here for a moment. Those of you who are very comfortable here, you can lean over into the right hip and open the knee. And this will mean the knee will move over to the side and the shin bone will become parallel with the front of the mat. Now, when we fold back forward, instead of working the external rotation that would lead you into the lotus position, with an open knee, we're getting deeper into hyper hip mobility. So this is really only appropriate, this variation of pigeon, if you're working to put your leg behind the head, right? So if that's not something that's in your event horizon, then don't worry about opening the knee. Let's see if you can hold, again, this position for a couple breaths, and just explore what feels better for you. The knee joint closed, the knee joint open. Up on the block, no block. Let's go for 2 more breaths. Last breath. All right, let's come on up. Now, let's work that back leg a little bit, okay? So we can close the knee back up again a little bit, just for a little more stability, all right? Not too much. Let's grab hold of that strap. And then we're gonna see if we can turn the strap into a little bit of a lasso and find the foot. All right, foot, thank you. Now you're gonna hold onto the strap, and then I'm gonna just kind of look back out of your peripheral vision and kind of see the foot, and then let the foot move away from you, and then pull it forward with the strap. We'll do that 2 more times. Kick back, pull it forward. Kick back, pull it forward. We'll just hold it there now for a couple breaths and just keep it easy. If you're really, really comfortable with this variation of pigeon and you can reach back and hold onto your foot, it's totally fine. This is actually called Ekapada Raja Kapotasana, which is the one-footed royal pigeon pose. Oh my goodness. No, pigeon pose is Kapotasana, which is actually a deep back bend. More common in our yoga practice in the contemporary world is we treat pigeon as a hip opener. And we want to be sure that we're understanding that it is a back bend. And maybe in another class, we'll go over Kapotasana, which is a really challenging back bend. Okay, hold it there for 1 more moment. Good. Then release the shoulder and release the lasso of the foot. And then we do need to slowly, we're gonna lean into the left hip, and then that'll let you close the right knee, pull it back, and then find your way all the way back to your hands and knees. Good job. Exhale, chest on the ground. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. Switch the gaze forward, we switch the side, so we close. Now, let's go for that first position, right? And we can go onto the block. All right, and then you're gonna roll forward, side to side. If you really feel, gosh, I really just don't need the block, then come off the block and just begin to roll over to one side, over to the other side. If you're off the block, you'll have more mobility in the pigeon rolling. All right, so we're thinking about a rolling pigeon, which is, I think, quite fun. If you saw a pigeon rolling on the ground, I hope it would be having a good time. Let's do 1 more. And now you might need to reposition yourself in your mat, that's okay. Now we explore folding forward with the closed knee and just observe how that feels. Moving the body weight a little forward, making sure the hips are quite symmetrical. Very common mistake in pigeon is to have all the weight over on the side that's externally rotating, but to actually facilitate a deeper external rotation, we need to be oriented kind of forward so that the hips stay quite symmetrical. All right, let's try to open the knee. I don't know if that's happening for you. We're going to open the knee. Means it goes out to the side, shin bone parallel with the mat. And then again, we don't want to fold into that left knee. We want to give the left thigh bone space so the torso can fold forward. All right, let's hang out here. Notice if one side is tighter than the other. We'll take a few breaths here. Observe, breathe. All right, one more breath. On the next inhalation, let's come all the way up. Let's close the knee joint. So lean back and close the knee joint. Grab the strap. I'd like you to turn the strap into a lasso. All right. Then lean back, lean into the right hip joint, and then slowly I want you to lasso your foot, and the foot kind of has to participate in that. And this will just give you a lot of space to be able to turn your shoulder and hold on to the foot. All right. You can walk up the strap if you want, and then we'll just be here. And I want you to kick back with the leg, pull forward. Back with the leg. Remember what this asana was called? Pull forward. Remember? Ekapada Raja Kapotasana, the one-footed royal pigeon pose. All right. Reach it back, and then let's stay, pull it forward. And again, if you're comfortable with this pose, you want to reach back and you find the foot, you're welcome to, or you can just stay holding onto the strap, which is quite nice. And we'll stay here. 1, 2, draw the navel in. 3, no matter if we're holding the foot or the strap, we're keeping that right leg active and we're resisting with the arms. 4, don't give up, almost there. 5, take the hand down, release. All the way down. So extend the leg first, then bend the knee. Don't worry, the strap will come off on its own. All right. Now we're going to exit this side a little bit differently. I want you to turn all the way around. Exhale, we're going to lie down. All right, pigeon was quite a journey. So then I want you to close your eyes. Take a moment, turn your head to one side, head to the other side, and back to the center. Draw the knees into the chest and give yourself a little squeeze. Good. Release the back muscles. Let's switch and hold underneath the knees, widening them a little bit. Navel is in, back is releasing. If you prefer to extend the legs, totally good as well. And exhale, let's roll over onto the side. And inhale, we'll come all the way back up. Close the eyes. Settle your mind for a moment, deep breathing. Observe the journey of your pigeon today, into the body, into the breath, and into the mind. Then gently bring your hands together, a long, deep breath in. As you exhale, softly open the eyes. Thank you so much for joining me on this practice. May you be happy, may you be peaceful, may you be filled with love.